Book 1, Part 2, Chapter 5. That same evening there was an animated discussion among the squadron's officers in Denisov's quarters. "And I tell you, Rostov, that you have to apologize to the colonel," said a tall, grizzly-haired staff captain with enormous moustaches and many wrinkles on his large features, to Rostov, who was crimson with excitement. The staff captain Kirsten had been twice reduced to the ranks for affairs of honor and had twice regained his commission. "I will allow no one to call me a liar," cried Rostov. "He told me I lied, and I told him he lied. And there it rests. He may keep me on duty every day, or may place me under arrest, but no one can make me apologize, because if he, as commander of this regiment, thinks it beneath his dignity to give me satisfaction, then—" "You just wait a moment, my dear fellow, and listen," interrupted the staff captain in his deep bass, calmly stroking his long moustache. "You tell the colonel in the presence of other officers that an officer has stolen—" "I'm not to blame that the conversation began in the presence of other officers. Perhaps I ought not to have spoken in front of them, but I am not a diplomatist. That's why I joined the hussars, thinking that here no one needs diplomacy. And he tells me I'm lying. So let him give me satisfaction." "That's all right. No one thinks you're a coward, but that's not the point. Ask Denisov if it's ever done that a cadet demands satisfaction from his regimental commander." Denisov sat gloomily biting his moustache and listening to the conversation, evidently with no wish to take part in it. He answered the staff captain's question by a disapproving shake of his head. "You speak to the colonel about this nasty business in front of the other officers," continued the staff captain. "And Bogdanich," the colonel was called Bogdanich, "shuts you up." "He did not shut me up. He said I was telling an untruth." "Well, have it so, and you talked a lot of nonsense to him and must apologize." "Not on any account," exclaimed Rostov. "I did not expect this of you," said the staff captain seriously and severely. "You don't wish to apologize, young sir, but it's not only to him, but to the whole regiment. All of us, you're to blame all around. The case is this: you ought to have thought the matter over and taken advice, but no, you go and blurt it all straight out in front of the officers. Now, what was the colonel supposed to do? Put the officer on trial and disgrace the whole regiment? Is that what you think should happen? We don't happen to think so. And Bogdanich was a real trooper. He told you what you were saying wasn't true. It's not pleasant, but what's to be done, young sir? You've put your foot in it, and now when we're trying to hush it all up, you, out of some kind of arrogance, refuse to apologize and want to make the whole thing public. You are offended that you're put on duty, but what would it cost you to apologize to an old and honorable officer? Whatever Bogdanich may be, anyway, he's an honorable and brave old colonel. You're quick to take offense, but you don't mind dragging the whole regiment through the mud." The staff captain's voice began to tremble. "You've been in the regiment next to no time, young sir. You're here today, and tomorrow you'll be off trying to get posted as adjutant somewhere and can spit in their eye if they say, 'There are thieves among the Pavlograd officers.' But it's not all the same to us. Am I not right, Denisov? It's not the same." Denisov remained silent and did not move, but occasionally looked with his glittering black eyes at Rostov. "You value your own pride and don't wish to apologize," continued the staff captain. "But we old fellows who have grown up in and God willing are going to die in the regiment, we prize the honor of the regiment, and Bogdanich knows it. Oh, we do prize it, young sir. And all this is not right. It's not right. You may take offense or not, but I always stick to mother truth. It's not right." And the staff captain rose and turned away from Rostov. "That's true, devil take it," shouted Denisov, jumping up. "Now then, Rostov, now then!" Rostov, growing red and pale alternately, looked first at one officer and then at the other. "No, gentlemen, no. You mustn't think. I quite understand. You're wrong to think that of me. For the honor of the regiment, I'll show that in action. And for me, the honor of the flag. Well, never mind. It's true. I'm to blame." Tears stood in his eyes. "I'm to blame all round. Well, what else do you want?" "Come, that's right, Count," cried the staff captain, turning round and clapping Rostov on the shoulder with his big hand. "I tell you," shouted Denisov, "he's a fine fellow." "That's better, Count," said the staff captain, beginning to address Rostov by his title, as if in recognition of his confession. "Go and apologize, Your Excellency. Yes, go." "Gentlemen, I'll do anything. No one shall hear a word from me," said Rostov in an imploring voice. "But I can't apologize. By God, I can't. Do what you will. How can I go and apologize like a little boy asking forgiveness?" Denisov began to laugh. "It'll be worse for you. Bogdanich is vindictive, and you'll pay for your obstinacy," said Kirsten. "No, on my word, it's not obstinacy. I can't describe the feeling. I can't." Well, it's as you like, said the staff captain. And what has become of that scoundrel? He asked Denisov.
He has reported himself sick. He's to be struck off the list tomorrow,
muttered Denisov.
It is an illness. There is no other way of explaining it, said the staff captain.
Illness or not, he'd better not cross my path. I'll kill him,
shouted Denisov in a bloodthirsty tone. Just then Zherkov entered the room. What brings you here? cried the officers, turning to the newcomer.
We're to go into action, gentlemen. Mack has surrendered with his whole army.
It's not true.
I've seen him myself.
What? Saw the real Mack, with hands and feet?
Into action! Into action! Bring him a bottle for such news. But how did you come here?
I've been sent back to the regiment all on account of that devil Mack. An Austrian general complained about me. I congratulated him on Mack's arrival. What's the matter, Rostov? You look as if you'd just come out of a hot bath. Oh, my dear fellow, we're in such a stew here these last 2 days. The regimental adjutant came in and confirmed the news brought by Zherkov. They were under orders to advance next day.
We are going into action, gentlemen. Well, thank God. We've been sitting here too long.